Everyone, for a while now, we've reported on changes coming to SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, and how it could impact Western New York. Well, now it looks like the impact will be felt sooner than expected. The changes come from the so-called Big Beautiful Bill Act that passed Congress and was signed by President Trump, which institutes stricter work requirements to get food assistance, also some paperwork that didn't have to happen before. It's something Republicans say has broad support and will deal with fraud, waste, and abuse. We thought that New York would have until March to start enforcing the work requirement, but now it looks like that could be in November. Democratic Congressman Tim Kennedy reacting to that earlier today.
Their gutting of nutritional assistance benefits is about to run out at the end of this month. Both SNAP benefits, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program benefits that people depend on to put food on their table, as well as WIC benefits, the Women, Infant, and Children benefits, that is already on life support. People are going to have difficulty putting food on their table in our community and across this nation.
Collin Bishop is Chief Communications Officer for FeedMore Western New York, and he's joining us live here tonight. I apologize. We can go ahead and take the shot, guys. I'll explain what's going on because we've got, I have the wrong graphic in behind me, Gigi's, which we talked about yesterday. We're going to switch that in just a second. But Collin, thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
You too, Michael.
So walk me through why this change is happening right now, because we thought, and this is significant because the timing matters, right? Organizations like FeedMore Western New York thought you had more time to deal with this. Households who rely on the benefits thought they had more time.
Correct. And so the way that SNAP programs work, federal government provides money to the state, and the state doles it out to the counties, and the county social services department handle everybody in the community who receives those SNAP benefits. So the state just learned this month that that waiver you mentioned was expiring early. And now the social service departments around the state are busy notifying all the clients in their communities that if they are one of these able-bodied adults without dependents who need to now meet these new work requirements, that they are going to have some new requirements involved in receiving benefits.
I know organizations like FeedMore have expressed concern with the work requirements because the polling shows, I mean, a lot of Americans believe that you should be able to prove that you're working in order to get these benefits. What are the concerns that you have with that and the impact it could have on people?
So I think what's important to know about SNAP, first off, is, it stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's supplemental. It was never meant to be the sole way that everybody gets the food that they need. So it's designed to help provide assistance to people who need a little bit of nutritional assistance every month. That's the similar work that we do at FeedMore. What our mission is and the work we do through the food bank and the partner agencies that we have, soup kitchens, food pantries, we're supplemental. We're hopefully not providing all of the nutritional assistance that people need, but SNAP is that first line of defense. So when somebody or a family, an individual, a veteran, whoever it is, receives SNAP benefits, hopefully that's keeping them out of the pantry, out of the food bank network. When those benefits go down or if they don't qualify for it, that puts more of a strain on our network and the pantry system.
Well, and already you've been preparing to have to help people more for myriad reasons, right? Food costs are still going up. The economy sort of is what it is. How much does this sort of catching everybody off guard complicate all of that?
Yeah, it's coming at a rough time. We're already seeing, anecdotally an increase in people coming to food pantries this month alone because we know that there are federal government employees who are not receiving paychecks, who are on furlough. So the need in the community is already growing this month. I don't have numbers on that. It's too soon to know, but we've heard from partner agencies already saying, this month alone is up 15-20% more than it was last month. That's one or two that we're hearing from. When we get more of that information in the coming weeks for the remainder of this month, we'll have a better picture of what that toll was like on the charitable food network here. But now we're going to potentially add in people who are losing or having less SNAP dollars, the potential that If this goes on, that there are no SNAP dollars allocated to anyone in the month of November, it could be a lot of additional people in need of nutritional assistance in the month of November.
Finally, what would just be your advice to someone who's watching who is used to getting SNAP benefits, maybe who falls into that category? And again, we want to be clear to everybody, it's not like everyone who gets SNAP is all of a sudden going to lose them. This is people who don't qualify under the new rules. But what should they be thinking about right now?
Sure. So anybody who's impacted by this change for the work requirements, they'll be contacted by the Social Services Department. They'll be notified about what they need to do and any immediate impact. Anybody who is receiving SNAP and is worried that there may not be money in the month of November, know that FeedMore Western New York and our partner agencies are here to help you and support you. If you lose your SNAP dollars in the month of November, we have resources on our website to help you find food assistance, look for the different ways that you can find a pantry or other nutritional assistance near you. So FeedMoreWNY.org, find food. And for the rest of the community who may be hearing this and realize that there is an increased need potentially in the month of November and want to help, our website also has resources on how you can donate, how you can volunteer, or other ways that you can help spread the word and get people help.
Important message, no doubt. Collin Bishop, Chief Communications Officer with FeedMore Western New York. Have a great weekend. Thank you.